Hello, welcome to Let's Play Captain Commando Part 2. So now we're going to have to chase this mad scientist who just destroyed his monster in the last part. And now we have to ride on these water things and we have to go and punch down ninjas. It's a lot more fun if there's two people, then it could be, you play together and I always wish I could play this game in co-op, but nah, it's probably never going to happen. Simulator Mine does have net play though. So you have to attack the ninjas and you get 100 points for every ninja you knock down. No signs get in your way a lot. All you do is hinder your progress. This is by far the easiest level in the game because, there isn't very many threats. There's advertisements in the background, and those signs don't really do much damage. And then, of course, look at that. It got to the end. Look at that. It's got a lot of bonus points. I was the obvious winner. I even got even more points for being the winner, mostly because I wasn't even fighting against anyone. This level has a time limit, but look at that. I can just defeat him easy. I don't even know what happens when you run out of time, because, well, we got that far. I just picked up Bill Clinton's saxophone over there, too. So now I'm just beating up this guy again. It's the easiest boss in the game. Look at that. The level's already over. Well, yeah, it's finishing that level. Look at my score, too. What's odd about this game is you get a 1-up for every 70,000 points you get. Who chose that number, 70,000? I don't know, that seems like an odd number to get a 1-up at. It's usually 10,000 or 5 or 50,000 or 100,000 sometimes. But 70,000, it's not a new life, it's a new continue or credit, that's what they're called in this game. So you see we defeated the Dr. TW, now we're going to the aquarium. I hope you guys like seafood and going under the sea because that's what we're going to be doing next. We're already more than halfway through the game already, because this game isn't that long of a game. So now we're in the aquarium, one of the best levels of the game, where they have manholes apparently, like the sewer covers, manholes. They have sewers in the aquarium apparently, where those whoopee guys come out, and then there's those things that look like Electra come out. They're called Carol. Yeah, I wonder where they came up with those names from. Carol, Mardia. Those are some pretty odd names. I think they come with cooler names. Like I can't really think of cooler names here, so I guess I'm the one to talk. And again, just throwing them around, flipping them over, throwing them around. Kind of like what Steve Inquirer did to the microwave in that one video where his food was still frozen, and then he picked up his microwave and threw it backwards and smashed it. Yeah, the greatest freak out ever kid. I still think he's pretty funny. He doesn't make very many new videos much anymore. I'd like to see him make new videos in this year of 2021, but I doubt that. All my favorite YouTubers don't really make very many videos anymore. Even the what's his name? Even the Saran Leinart doesn't make YouTube videos anymore. I already talked about him. Nintendo Capri Sun still makes vlog videos. I actually kind of like his vlog videos more than his actual gaming videos. Oddly enough, I consider making vlog videos like him, but I don't have as many interesting stuff to talk about that I don't already talk about in these gaming videos. So now we're playing this guy, it looks like the Green Goblin. His name is just simply Z, because, that's how imaginative these namers are, Z. And he looks like the Green Goblin, but he's silver, gray. He's kind of like Green Goblin mixed with Wolverine, only he's not green. And so you see there's more of these, these spooky guys there that are blocking us. Look at that, he keeps I think that guy could impale you, that Zeke. I think he could impale you in the arcade version, but I don't think that happens in this version. Because, this is a family-friendly, censored version. For the kids, right? It's totally for the kids. So is Chris Chan's Sonic Chew. That's Chris Chan's Sonic Chew is totally for kids, even though it has violent sex and gore in it. It's considered kid stuff. Dragon Ball Z is kind of like that too, so I guess he kind of has a defense against that. Different countries have different standards about what's for kids and what's not, or what's suitable for kids, or what's not. And that's why a lot of Japanese games, probably why the original Japanese version of this game had so much graphic violence in it, because these games are primarily made in Japan, made for the Japanese market. It's just Americans happen to be interested in this stuff too. So, yeah, that's why they make these for the American market as well, too. And see here, they're at that guy. I hate that Marvin guy. He's just so small. He's hard to hit. He's a small target. And he's very short, and yet he, just breathes that fire on you. He just drinks moonshine and breathes fire out on you. So, and that guy was shooting like a spike gun. What do you call the thing that spike? See, look, I just passed 70,000 points, and it got a new credit. Now look at that, another boss. We have to fight pretty much the same thing all over again. In the arcade version, you had to fight both of them at the exact same time. Again, I think that change may have been due to the graphical limitations of the SNES, or may this want to make it easier. I know, because the arcade version, as I said before, was a lot more difficult than this SNES version. Look at that truck. I already fought him for a bit, and look at that, he's already almost dead. Something else they took out of this version, too, I forgot to mention the first video. They also took out the PSA, and that was in the arcade version. Winners don't use drugs. Remember that, kids. Winners never use drugs. If you use drugs, it means you're a loser. They should have got Pee Wee Herman to be in this game. to talk about, the drugs. That's around the same time, too, when Pee Wee Herman did his Don't Do Crack PSA. This is crack. Rock cocaine. It isn't glamorous nor kids stuff. Yeah, I'm totally never doing crack at all in my life, simply because Pee Wee Herman says you shouldn't. And we know Pee Wee Herman's always right about everything, right? You know the way that Pee Wee Herman is. My bike! He was right to get his bike back. That's actually my favorite movie of his, is the first one, the Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He had a sequel called Big Top Pee Wee. It wasn't as great, where he pretty much lives in like a Wild West kind of town where he goes through circus. And he even had a bird movie too that was on Netflix. His bird movie was better than his second movie, but still nowhere near as good as the classic that's his first movie. I don't own his first movie, but I might buy it if I ever see it somewhere. But again, a lot of people aren't really using DVDs much anymore thanks to the digital age. There's a friend of mine that never uses DVDs. He just relies on the internet, like streaming services and things like that. A lot of people are like that now. It's become digital. Well, digital is the next it's a new thing. We're in the digital millennium now. I guess that, or this new digital age. I wonder if this digital age will ever fail. The internet almost failed once in the early 2000s. So I think the digital age will ever fail? I don't know. I think the internet will ever just stop working one day and we'll have to find out some ways to get around the internet? I don't know. Will there ever be a new invention that replaces the internet? I don't know. It's kind of like the case of, you ask people in 1899 if there's anything new that could be invented, and they think, there isn't really anything new that could be invented. Fast forward to 100 years later, and you ask people in 1999 that same question, they'll probably say the same thing. I can't imagine any new things being invented. That's what it was like in 1999. People couldn't really imagine the internet being so perfect and flawless like how we perceive the internet today. And so as you see here, we keep getting, dumping the fruit basket at us with all these ninjas. They just keep throwing ninjas at us. It's like in that Ninja Turtles movie, and they kept getting bum rushed by a bunch of ninjas. And other enemies there. And there you have to go fight Wookiee, and there's Eddie. Yeah, Eddie, that's really a great name for a bad guy. Eddie, kind of like Eddie Brock, from Spider-Man, that jerk guy that becomes Venom. Eddie Brock really is the biggest jerk in Spider-Man, I think. There's a lot of jerks in Spider-Man. Spider-Man's pretty much made out of jerks. But why am I talking about Spider-Man? Oh yeah, because I'm playing a game about superheroes, so superheroes are naturally going to be on my mind. And then naturally, pretty much everything to do with this game, whether it's related or unrelated, is going to be on my mind. I consider making some fan art of Captain Commando as well, too. I like to make fan art of obscure things. Why do you think I drew Captain Sturdy so much? Captain Sturdy from that failed Cartoon Network and Adult Swim pilot. I draw that a lot because it's failed. It's like a failed cartoon kind of thing. That's also part of the reason why I draw Dilbert a lot too. Dilbert was kind of he was a failed animation character, but he was actually quite successful at being a comic strip character. Dilbert, something odd about Dilbert. Dilbert actually has something that I want. I would love to have a job like Dilbert where I work in an office and file out memos and work on the computer, things like that. I'd love to have a job like that. But of course, naturally, that means I'm never going to have a job like that because, that's just how it is. You never get what you want. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. And that's kind of what it's like in, everything. Like I said, earlier, I was talking about why games in the 90s, like games like Bubsy had so many sequels, and games that were actually good, like Dynamite Headdy, Vector Man, and this game never got any sequels. That's how it is. We live in a world run by minorities, by people that don't agree with whatever people want. And those minority people rule the entertainment industry, they rule the entertainment business. That's why so many crappy movies get made. Movies that no one asked for get made. That's why that Get Smart movie in 2008 had a spin-off movie that no one asked for. And then there was Legally Blondes. Then there was Evan Almighty. Come on, Evan Almighty, really? Evan Almighty was a sucky movie. I liked Bruce Almighty a lot more. Bruce Almighty was awesome. And in today's news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visits Washington, and my tiny little nipples went to France. I used to say that in school all the time. People would think I'm talking about Anchorman. But actually, I'm talking about, Bruce Almighty. Because Steve Carell was in that movie, and he later starred in the Anchorman movies. I like those Anchorman movies. They're some of my favorites. I actually like the second one a bit more, actually. I think the second one's better. I thought it was freaking hilarious. I broke my gut laughing at the second one. I also broke my gut laughing at Spy Hard and Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber, the rare prequel to Dumb and Dumber. I like breaking my gut when I watch movies, and Rat Race. Rat Race was the real gut buster. Your gut's never going to be the same again after watching Rat Race. So here's another example of unnecessary censorship in this game. This boss is called Boots. Why is he called Boots? Well, in the original arcade game, he was called Blood, but apparently they couldn't put allusions to blood in this game. Heck, Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin was a G-rated movie, and that movie had allusions to blood. There's a scene at the beginning where some guy says, "Oh, I just slit a bunch of throats for something." The movie's rated G, and that guy said he slitted a bunch of people's throats. So, cool, and this game is, obviously an adult game, so really they could have just called him Blood and would have made much of a difference. But, oh no, they had to censor it because Nintendo probably asked them to. We're going to take on the last 2 levels in the next video. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.